welcome to FANatics. I love movies. I misquote them all the time, but I have a hard time deciding what to watch. Like, if only there was this place where there were movies and even video games and, people who could actually help me decide.
Is there anything I can help you with?
Can we talk in just a bit? Okay. Anyhow, I wish there was a place like that.
Well, I mean, everybody knows what Jumbo Video is. We rent movies, video games, sell movies and video games, both new and used.
And why would people come here as opposed to, for example, just watching it on TV at home?
Well, a lot of times it's an experience coming here. You grab a bag of popcorn, you walk around, you browse the movies. You have both customers and fellow customers and employees at the store who are able to help you, talk to you about movies, what kind of movies you want to see.
And you can rent video games, so if I buy a new system and I just want to try something out, you've got that.
Yeah. We do rentals for all the old generation systems, so the Xbox 360, PS3. We have a couple Wii titles left, although that's starting its way out with the Wii U and the new Nintendo console possibly coming out next year. We do Xbox One rentals, PlayStation 4 rentals, so all the latest games that have come out, you'll be able to rent.
And you also sell used ones.
Yeah, we offer tons of previously played games, everything from the latest releases. It's actually somewhat surprising sometimes when the game's launched. Within 2 weeks of it being out, somebody will have traded it in. So I like to tell our customers that, hey, if you're looking to get the latest game, just wait a week or two, because instead of buying at a new price, especially since the price of games these days has gone up so much, you can save yourself $10 to $15 if you just wait a week or two and still get that same brand new game because somebody trades it in. It's sort of remarkable in that way that it's that fast of a turnaround on some of the games.
So I'm a nerd, and I know that you have all these fantastic pop culture things. What else do you sell here?
Well, I mean, obviously the fact that there are other alternatives to renting, we've made some changes, and some of those changes are bringing in pop culture items. We sell hats, we sell pop figurines, we sell wallets, we sell socks, we sell scarves. I mean, figurines too. We sell anything that's really pop culture related, and especially that's related to merchandise we already have in the store. So like video games, if you're looking for video game wallets or socks, like we got Mario socks. So if you're looking for that kind of stuff, we've got it. Anything that's related to movies, pop figurines that are related to movies. We have backpacks. We got Star Wars backpacks, Harley Quinn backpacks. We have jewelry. We actually have some Wonder Woman bracelets for cosplaying. We recently just brought in gloves and scarves. So those are some other things that we offer. And again, it's all related to what we already have in the store.
And speaking of cosplay, you've also done some of the cons. You've been at the cons here in London.
Yeah, we actually did our first Comic-Con. It was the London Comic-Con this past September from the 25th to 27th at the Western Fair. It was our first year sponsoring that. We did the Film Fan Zone. We really enjoyed our time there, and I actually got to cosplay a little bit myself as well, so it was fun.
And what did you cosplay as?
Me and my family did Bioshock Splicers. Me and my girlfriend were Bioshock Splicers. We had our daughter be a little sister, and another one be a teddy bear.
And one thing I love about Jumbo Video, you walk in and you smell that popcorn.
It's like one of our staples, right? Everybody, you think of Jumbo Video and you think of that popcorn. You got that bag of popcorn, you walk around, see the movies. That's the experience that we have here, and that's why we have people coming back. Our nonstop program is something that we offer. It's for $9.99 a month. You're able to rent all of our all-time favorite movies. That includes our Top 100 section, which is our more current new releases. After 6 months of a new release being on the wall, it gets placed into the Top 100. And on top of that, we also have our TV series, family movies, action, drama, all those all-time classics that you've enjoyed watching over the years. We still have available for rent in this program.
We're run by a family. My son works here and my wife works here, so we are a family store. We have a lot of people come in that are families. They see this family environment and they really like it.
What is it that families enjoy about coming here as opposed to, let's say, going to a theater for the night?
Well, I think families enjoy coming here because it's a shopping experience for the family. It's a night out. They can really enjoy themselves, come in, look around through the movies, grab a free bag of popcorn, and the whole family can come in here and enjoy the experience. I think it's an experience for them. I think they really enjoy coming in and looking at all these movies.
And your clientele consists of all different people then, not just families?
No, I think we have a pretty broad section. Believe it or not, we have an older section too. A lot of the people, 50 and over, they still really love movies, and we have a lot of collectors that come in too, because of course we sell a lot of movies here too. So we have the young group that come in, but more and more I'm starting to see even the older group starting to come in and really utilize the library. But no, we have a pretty good cross section of everybody. So they come in, and it's a real entertainment experience. I think it's like going to the show a bit. You go to the show, why don't they just stay home? They like to go to the show. It's a night out. So they come here, they have a night out, they have an experience. I really believe it's a wonderful shopping experience for them.
So now you've rented your movie, you loved it, and you're thinking to yourself, boy, I really could create a story myself. And you know what? There's a place that you can do that.
Constable and bakery. Constable straight.
And the wife's gonna kill me again.
It's Wednesday night, so it's Dungeons and Dragons Encounters evening. We here at LA Mood, we play in a program called the Adventurers League, Dungeons and Dragons Adventurers League. It's a worldwide program where people can go to their local game stores or other organizers of said events, and they can play Dungeons and Dragons in different fashions. So there's 3 tiers to the program. The one that you see here tonight, every Wednesday night, they play Dungeons and Dragons Encounters, which, much like Magic the Gathering, where they have sort of scheduled events and so forth, Dungeons and Dragons, they have seasons, and during these seasons, you go through a story arc, you find a group, you make a character to certain rules, and you play, right? And enjoy that particular story arc. The second tier, or the second part of the program, is Dungeons & Dragons Expeditions, and those are one-shot adventures that are played at stores, at special events, or at conventions. The third one is Dungeons & Dragons Epics, and that is a huge story undertaking where several tables will be working on the same story at the same time, and those happen at the biggest of conventions.
So if somebody doesn't know how to play the game at all but wants to join, how do they go about doing so?
Well, the program is very inclusive. You can just show up and say, hey, I'm interested. And we have that happens a lot of the times. Probably maybe half a dozen new players in the last month or two alone, right? Not everyone is here tonight. Luckily here at the store, we can get up to about 50 people playing Dungeons and Dragons. So if somebody wants to come and play, they just come. We lend them a book for the evening. They see what they want to play. We walk them through the very basic steps for making a character, and away they go into the story, right? And if you're like, I'm not sure if it's for me or not, I always tell people, if you've ever watched a movie and you've yelled or you've had that jerk reaction where you're like, no, why are you doing that? You're fine for role playing, right? It's a general experience where you take control of a character in a story and you make the decisions rather than watching somebody else on a movie screen make the decisions for the character.
Like a choose your own adventure.
Choose your own adventure, yes. That would be a very good way to describe it.
Tell me a little bit about why you come out.
It's an enjoyable pastime. It's a mental process. You have to sort of surprise the players, keep them on their toes. It's social interaction.
How long have you been playing?
Oh, Lord. Over 40 years.
And how long in this group here? You've been playing for how long?
Down in under LA Mood about 2 to 3 years. With this group about 4 months.
What would you say to someone who's never played before but was interested?
It's social. You have to use your imagination an awful lot. People go to movies to watch like Lord of the Rings, the superhero movies, things like that. Instead, you get to be like the person in the Lord of the Rings and make your own decisions and see how you have a plot line turn out. And in many cases, the players have to make decisions on which way they're going to do things or how they're going to handle situations.
And you're the dungeon master.
The Dungeon Master basically runs the rest of the world. The players run their own individual characters, and I run everybody from the beggar on the street to the king on the throne.
Honestly, it wasn't something I expected I'd like. I started coming out just to support my fiance, and then I realized that if I wanted to keep coming out, I might as well start playing sooner or later, and I started playing, and I'm actually really loving it.
It's very inclusive. I love this.
Well, it's kind of funny because my fiance James would come to me and he'd tell me all the stories from Wednesday nights, and when you don't play the game, you have no idea what he's talking about. So you're sitting there like, so you destroyed an ogre using what? And then when you start playing the game, you understand so much more about it. So like but if you explain D&D to someone else who's never played, they're sitting there going, yeah, sure, beautiful. I don't really understand it.
But you love it.
I love it.
What is it that you like so much about it?
Just the freedom of it, just being able to really do whatever you want, something that video games sometimes don't give you.
And you have to be kind of creative to play this game.
Extremely. It helps.
Is there memorization involved?
There is. A lot of it's math. Just being able to know what you're doing without having to look at how much damage you're doing on a calculator or something like that.
So math.
Yes, there is math involved.
I recently started playing 1st edition and 3rd edition, and this is 5th edition, and it's really fun.
So you're one of the younger people here. Do you encourage people to come on out no matter how old they are?
Yeah, well, I have some friends that I started playing too. I have some friends that are actually younger than me, and I got them to start playing. So I try to get people to play because it's really fun. It's fun to come out and be with everyone. I like the character creation. I've created a lot of characters because you can build a character and you can build like a backstory and you can make somebody that has basically their own story. It's also fun how many options you have in the game. You can basically do anything you want. You can make a lot of jokes and you can explore areas, and it's really fun the possibilities you can do in the game.
It's a great hobby. I've been doing this sort of thing since I was very young. I used to do it for the public library system in London, in Toronto, youth drop-in program. I taught my siblings how to play. Right? I find this sort of hobby to be very inclusive. People are very supportive with each other. It provides a very creative outlet for your sort of exploring different aspects of your personality or curiosities. Role-playing in general, I just think is a really, really good use of your time to express yourself and to learn things. So, and of course, reading a book is great. Writing your own story is better.
The death. Everybody was so upset about it, but you didn't seem as upset about it. Why is that?
Well, all good things come to an end, and that's the life of an actor, I knew I didn't last in the graphic novel, so I didn't expect to last on the show. I did 2 great years, and I think I was part of a couple episodes that'll go down in television history, so I got no complaints.
What was it like on the set there?
Very intense, exhausting, but exhilarating. You know, a lot of different emotions were going on for us all. But you know, Tyrese is a wonderful character, so it mattered to us all.
Let's talk about Treadwater. I'm really excited to hear more about it.
You go to treadwater.tv and you'll see this amazing juggernaut. These guys have been putting this thing together for 5 years. It's a transmedia franchise. It's, you know, it's a graphic novel. It's a video game. It's an interactive web series. It's a motion comic and a television show. So there's so much going on. Any way you want it, that's the way you're going to get it from us. And I get to play another amazing character who lost his arm as well. And coincidence, they didn't even know that, and they didn't know that was gonna be my demise. But I'm so excited about it. I mean, you know, it's really exciting. It's like G.I. Joe meets Homeland meets Lost. You know, it's amazing.
Motion comic, can you just tell me a little bit about that?
Well, what do you have? It's a two-dimensional deal that moves. That's what a motion comic is. It's the actual comic with movement.
I got into this profession by sheer luck.
Tell me more.
I had a 9-to-5 job, suit, which I hated. The money was good, but you know, I didn't like going to work. I didn't like being there, and then one day I said, like, this is not me. I don't want to stay in this boring life, and I walked away from it. And literally like 2 or 3 weeks later, by sheer luck, I walked into the film industry. Didn't know anything about it, had no desire to become a stuntman or anything like that. And as soon as I was my first job was like sitting in a Jeep, being a dead body, doubling for an actor. And the Jeep was driven by James Caan through forest, hitting trees, jumping ramps, and that was it. That was my first job as a stuntman. And while we were shooting that scene, which was like 2 weeks shoot, I was looking around asking people like camera department, sound department, props, anybody who I could talk to. I was asking like what their jobs were about, what they were doing, how it all worked, and that interest didn't go. That interest that I had in general in what was going on that film set didn't go unnoticed by the stunt coordinator. And after the first 2 weeks, he said, "Do you want to stay on this job?" And I said, "Yeah, okay." And it was a war movie, so just about anything you need to learn or need to know when you do stunts is done on war movies. It's like vehicles, like boats, cars, motorbikes, planes, you name it. Then there is fire jobs, then there is hand-to-hand fights, then there is gun battles, getting hit by bullets, like squib hits and that kind of stuff. So, you know, that was my learning process, that movie, which took 6 months. And that was it. That's how I started doing this.
And I'll have to ask you about Star Wars. What was it like being on the set?
It's just another movie. It's like a fun story about that one. 9 years ago, my daughter came home. She was 10 at the time. And she said, "Dad, you're famous." And I go like, "What are you talking about?" And she went like, "You're famous because this kid in school has a book about Star Wars, and you're in there as one of the people that played Boba Fett." And I went like, "Who the hell is Boba Fett?" And she showed me the picture, and then I said like, "Oh yeah, I remember being in that costume, but I was in more. I played another like 5 roles in that movie." And she said, "Yeah, but Boba Fett is the one that everybody wants to know," and so that's how it all started. And then I told that story to a friend of mine, and he introduced me to the Comic-Cons, and that's why I'm here now. I've done just about anything you can do, really. And when I was young, I've been stupid and putting my money into expensive toys like airplanes and that kind of stuff.
That's good.
Yeah, but you know, so yeah, no, I have no special desires. I want to just enjoy life, really.
Can you tell us why you enjoy doing cons?
I enjoy doing cons because when we do television shows and movies, you're in this really sort of enclosed world. The set is just this make-believe thing, or the recording studio is simply four walls and a microphone. And then the show or the movie or whatever goes out, and you're never really sure anybody's seeing it until you come to a convention and you see people and they come up and they tell you, like, I saw it, I enjoyed it. It's like applause, you know?
And people of all ages are coming to your table.
Yeah, I mean, I've been very, very fortunate to work on some really good projects. Some of them are things that people watched when they were kids and now they're viewing through the lens of nostalgia, which always makes things, you know, seem perhaps better than they were. Oh my God, the first Star Wars movie is the best one. It's like, is it? Is it really? No, it is good. It's not perfect. But because I saw it at that impressionable age, in my mind, it will always be perfect. So there are people who grew up on stuff that I did, and then there are people who are watching some of the stuff that we're working on now, like some of the, you know, the Marvel cartoons or Young Justice, or because of the internet and streaming, old stuff is now being seen by young people for the first time. So it's weird because people think, oh my God, you're in everything. It's like, that's over 20 years. You just happen to have it all on Netflix at once.
So when you speak to your fans, is there something that you like personally to speak to them about? Is there something you're very passionate about?
No.
Oh, great.
No, it's, to me, because people will ask me, it's like, what's your favorite character? What's your favorite show? And to me, there could be nothing less interesting. My favorite characters, my favorite shows are more than likely not things I've done. I'm more interested in finding out what of the stuff that I've worked on is their favorite. You know, what is the thing that resonated with them? Because I already did it. I already read the script. I already know about my stuff. What I don't know is how it impacted them. And that's what I find really fascinating.
So, out of interest, as a voice actor, does the voice come first or does the animation come first?
In American animation, the character design comes first, and the story, then the voice, and then the animation, because they need to know how the words are said in order for timing. In dubbed animation or anime, Japanese anime, they care less about lip sync. So I believe the animation comes first in that respect, certainly with the dubbed animation, and I think perhaps with the Japanese anime in general. But no, we get to influence the movement of the characters a little more than our Japanese counterparts, and which is great. Because you feel like you're a real part of the process. But that's the long, short answer.
Thanks for watching. Make sure to check us out on Twitter and Facebook, and now you can also see full episodes on YouTube. So make sure to check it all out, and I think I'm going to have some popcorn. See you next time. I'm kind of busy. I'm doing a host throw right now. Okay, thanks. Anyhow, enjoy the show. I'm so mean. Thanks for watching. Make sure to check us out on Twitter, Facebook, and no. Sorry. I never do enough bloopers, really. I'm just such a pro at what I do. But I have to pretend to do bloopers. All the bloopers at the end of the show are just fake. It's like, Tammy, we need more bloopers. Okay, I'll try. Oh, wow, I flubbed my line. If only.